Hey, is it just me or was that the worst acting you've ever seen? What's up YouTube? Welcome back to Beyond the Screen. I am your host Joss, and apparently I like to expose bad actors. Stick around until the end of this video and I'll respond to some comments. Before we get started, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and make sure you give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy it. It's one of my biggest pet peeves when a good movie is ruined by some bad acting. Tell me I'm not the only one. Sometimes an actor just doesn't get it right, you know? Let's talk about some of them. Today I'm sharing the top 10 actors who ruined the movie role. Starting off the list at number 10 is Nicolas Cage for his performance in The Wicker Man. The original movie came out in 1973 and was remade in 2006, which casted Cage as one of the leads in the thriller mystery. After the movie came out, Cage has received some pretty harsh critics online for his performance, calling the movie the best worst movie and saying that his acting in the death scene was nothing less of a joke. In the movie, his character Edward Malice is attacked by villagers and prepared as a sacrifice for a cult. His legs are broken and he's given a wire mesh helmet while bees are poured into it. That's when we see the worst acting we've ever seen. On one hand, it was very entertaining to watch, but the scene was meant to be dark and disturbing, and his acting completely kills that vibe. The movie received 15% on Rotten Tomatoes, and I think Nicolas Cage is the one to blame for that. At number 9 we have Scarlett Johansson in Ghost in the Shell. Don't get me wrong, I love her as an actress, but sometimes we just gotta be honest and admit when this wasn't one of her best performances. Her performance caused a lot of controversy and she took a lot of heat for being casted as a white woman playing the role of a Japanese woman in the movie. Ghost in the Shell is a Japanese manga and anime franchise created by Asian artists and filmmakers. Some of the filming was done in Hong Kong and even premiered in Tokyo on March 16, 2017. People were outraged that Scarlett was whitewashing her role in the film. The controversy caused Paramount and DreamWorks to lose $60 million on the movie because fans were refusing to see it. The entire film was a mix of Japanese actors as well as white actors, but they say she ruined the movie role because it just wasn't realistic. Her character stands out and not in the way you want it to. Critiques have gone on to say that the movie would have been a lot better if her role was given to a Japanese actress instead. Not that she's a bad actor, but she just wasn't right for this role and she ruined the movie by taking it. In an interview with Marie Claire magazine, Johansson said that she never wanted to take the role away from an Asian actor and wouldn't have accepted the role if that was the case. She says it was a rare opportunity she wanted to take advantage of. I don't know. What do you guys think? Swiping our number 8 spot is Mike Myers in the movie The Love Guru. He's scored huge box office successes with Shrek, Austin Powers, and other movie roles, but this one wasn't one of them. The Love Guru has been deemed as racist, obscene, and not funny at all. The movie was said to be very offensive to people of Indian descent, especially their spiritual icons. Critiques stated that his role didn't work because he was engaging a teenage audience while trying to mix spirituality and humor. The combination can work, but only if it is done well. And it seems that this was a bad attempt at it. People also weren't happy that the character was whitewashed as well, as Myers was white and played a man who was raised in an Indian ashram. Overall, there was nothing saving this movie, not even his co-star Jessica Alba. In our number 7 spot is Lindsay Lohan in I Know Who Killed Me, the drama thriller that came out in 2007. The movie follows her lead role, Aubrey Fleming, who gets kidnapped by a sadistic killer. When she escapes and returns to home, Aubrey shocks her family by claiming she doesn't remember them and saying she's someone else. The trailer for the movie had a lot of fans excited, me being one of them, but that excitement quickly faded once the movie came out. The movie received a 3.6 out of 10 rating on IMDb and 7% on Rotten Tomatoes, and was also considered a box office flop. Reviewers called the film incoherent and semi-vile, and pretentious and insane, and monumentally trashy. Come on guys, tell us how you really feel. Critics said her acting was poor and the movie was considered the worst movie of its time and racked up the most Razzies ever awarded to a single film. Even her stripping scene in the movie wasn't enough to impress the audience. At number 6 we have John Wayne for his role in the movie The Conqueror. He took the lead role of Conqueror Genghis Khan, who was born in Mongolia, which is part of Asia. John Wayne was born in Iowa, which could be seen as the whitest part of the United States. People were confused by the casting and considered it to be another whitewashing situation that just didn't make any sense. The movie itself has been titled as one of the worst in film history and was a critical flop. And let's not get started on the accent he didn't have but should have had.
There are moments for wisdom, Jamuga, then I listen to you. And there are moments for action, then I listen to my blood.
There was a distinct difference in the accents the rest of the cast were able to portray, but John Wayne clearly lacked. Halfway through the list at number 5 is Halle Berry for her role as Catwoman. You would think such an iconic role like Catwoman would be nothing less than successful, but Halle Berry proved us wrong when the movie came out back in 2004. People claim that the movie Catwoman was a horrible disaster. The film cost $100 million to make, but only made back $30 million at the box office. Some critics said she was only casted as an excuse to put her in skimpy outfits, and it kinda looks like they are right since her fight scenes kind of looked like fashion shoots. Some went on further to say that she doesn't deserve a second chance with the movie, seeing as it received a 3.3 out of 10 rating and 9% on Rotten Tomatoes. Who do you guys think should have played Catwoman? Coming into number 4 we have Ben Affleck in the movie Batman vs Superman. Another superhero we should have been excited to see, but fans say that Affleck completely butchered the role as Batman. The movie received a really poor review on Rotten Tomatoes and received a whopping 28%. The actor received a lot of backlash after the movie came out, and even though he's a very successful actor with a few Oscars under his belt, he just wasn't getting one for this performance. Not only was he taking heat for such a brutal performance as Batman, but he was also facing the fact that he got caught cheating on his wife, Jennifer Garner, with their nanny. So he's not only a shitty Batman, he's also a shitty husband. Alright guys, at number 3 we have Anne Hathaway for her performance in the movie One Day. The actress has a very successful career and has even won an Oscar for her performance. This one wasn't it though. The movie came out in 2011 and she took on the role of Emma. The movie required her to take on British dialect throughout the script, and she admits she really struggled with it, and you can tell.
Champagne and cannabis and the tinkle of laughter.
It's a school play, Ian. I suspect we'll be home by 9:30.
She co-starred with Englishman Jim Sturgis, which made the pressure even worse. Anne got slammed by critics for her accent attempt, and some say she ruined the movie adaptation of the best-selling book. Throughout the movie you can hear her accent going in and out, and one critic was harsh to call her out on it. Film critic Emmanuel Levy said, and I quote, "If Hathaway's inconsistent British accent was the only problem in her acting, you could forgive and forget it. But rendering one of her weakest performances, she seems lost in the puzzle." Ouch, that one's gotta hurt. Sliding into number 2 we have Alicia Silverstone for her role as Batgirl in the Batman and Robin movie that came out in 1997. The movie itself was considered a complete bomb, receiving an IMDb rating of 3.7 out of 10 and a 10% on Rotten Tomatoes. Fans were excited that a superhero like Batgirl would be joining the gang of the city's crime fighters, but her performance was nothing but disappointing. She even won a Razzie Award for her horrible take as the superhero. Some people think the movie could have put her on the map if her performance wasn't so brutal, while others say the movie didn't stand a chance even if she did do the part justice. The movie was just that bad. Taking the number 1 spot on the list is Jared Leto for his role as the Joker in Suicide Squad. I might take a lot of heat for this, but there's no way he did the role justice after we saw Heath Ledger take on the role before him. Those are some serious shoes to fill, and I personally don't believe he filled them. Don't get me wrong, reports show that Leto was very dedicated to the role and went to extreme lengths to stay in character as the Joker, but unfortunately the hard work didn't come out in his performance, and reviews say his performance was forgettable. If you watch the movie, he doesn't actually have very many scenes, and the ones he was in were nothing special to remember. Fans went on to say that his acting for the role lacked the dangerous and chaotic nature that Ledger portrayed in the role. I know it's not fair to totally compare the two actors, but when casting for such a legendary role, you have to make sure it goes to someone who can do a proper representation. Luckily, Leto wasn't the only bad part about the movie. The movie itself received some rough critiques and scored 27% on Rotten Tomatoes. Alright guys, I think I've put down enough actors for today. Let me know in the comments what you think and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. For now, let's check out some comments on my last video, top 10 Disney actors Hollywood won't hire anymore. Sailor Mercury says, it's sad that the last thing people heard of Dylan Sprouse was from the leaked nudes, lol. Yeah, that's definitely not something you want to be remembered by. Stephen George says, if Jocelyn reads my comment in a future video, does that make me as awesome as her? I think that makes you more awesome than me. Lone Wolf says, Disney Channel, Nickelodeon, and Cartoon Network were part of my childhood. I really wish they would bring back good cartoons like on those channels. I couldn't agree more. I want all those shows back on Netflix so bad. That would be awesome. Well, here we are at the end, guys. That is all I have. Don't forget to subscribe before you go. I'm your host, Joss. I will see you next time.